Many research studies have reported that helping others can actually improve your immune system and reduce your stress level. In her book, The Upside of Down Times: Discovering the Power of Gratitude, author Lisa Ryan talks about how volunteering can actually improve your health. She joins us today with some details. Welcome to the program, Lisa.
Thanks so much for having me.
So, we live in such a busy world where people are working full time, they're taking care of kids, struggling in this economy. Why should people make time for volunteering? What does the research tell us?
There's a study that was actually done by United Healthcare, and they looked at the effects of volunteerism and on our health. And they found a direct correlation between people who volunteered physically felt better. They managed their chronic illnesses better, and they actually felt a more deep sense of purpose by volunteering, by giving back to others.
You had mentioned in your book, you've got a ton of great examples in your book about people volunteering. Can you share one of the stories with us?
Sure. I'm going to talk about my brother. He has a practice in Atlanta. He's a podiatrist. And he had a gentleman come to him that didn't have money and he didn't have insurance, and he had a horrific infection in his foot. And my brother said, well, I will treat you, but you need to pay it forward. So based on that, the gentleman said, fine. And upon successful completion and healing of my brother's foot, the guy went out into the world, and when he came back to see my brother, he was beaming, because he said that for the first time he actually stopped on the side of the road and helped a woman change the tire on her car. So that was something that he had never done before, but he was inspired. So it's not always formally joining a volunteerism program, even though there's plenty of them out there. It's looking for the little things that we can do in our lives to see how we can give back to others and to experience how good that makes us feel.
Sounds like that man was struggling a bit. He had some financial issues, but he still sought out someone to help, and he really benefited from it.
Absolutely.
So you're in your book, The Upside of Down Times: Discovering the Power of Gratitude, and you have a new movie coming out, The Gratitude Experiment.
Yes.
Does volunteering and having gratitude, do they tie together in any way?
Well, we all know that when we do give to people, when we do volunteer, it makes us feel good. And that's one of the things. It reduces our stress level. It helps us to just feel better and want to do more. Not only that, but we're doing good on the planet as well. I have a friend of mine, Dick Clough, actually has been born and raised in Cleveland, and for the last 28 years, he has put together a program called the Tour of Good Cheer. And it sounds like a big party bus, and in a way it is. But what we do is, through the course of the year, Dick collects all kinds of coats and sweaters, and we have a big bus with the Santa's elves on it, and we actually visit 9 different homeless shelters over the course of those 10 hours. Focusing on them and seeing the joy that they experience. We have Santa Claus on the bus, which is a lot of fun, and we have Cats on Holiday that is a local band, and they bring Christmas cheer. And there's such a great feeling about that, and Dick works on it all year long, collecting clothes. So he gets to experience that, and it's funny because then we have the tour, and then that feeling, he tells me, it lasts for a couple months after Christmas. And just as the feeling is starting to wane a little bit, it's time to start putting together for the next Tour of Good Cheer.
Now, how did he come up with that idea to start this program?
He actually was going through a very tough time in his life. He had just gone through a divorce. He was suffering from some substance abuse problems.
Wow.
And basically threw some stuffed animals in his Mustang and went to St. Vincent Charity Hospital and gave out the toys. And that felt pretty good, so he did it the following year. And that felt pretty good, so he told a couple of his friends about it. And it just started rolling. So going from Dick by himself to having a bus of, I believe there was almost 50 people on the bus this year, of just bringing that Christmas spirit to all of these different places. So he took a very, very dark place in his life, and by giving to others, by volunteering and expressing gratitude, feeling that gratitude, he was able to tie them all in together.
So he just completely turned around his situation. I'll bet he was so depressed when he started that. And
Gratitude is a give and a take. You give it and you feel better, and then the people that are accepting your gratitude, they feel good too. So it really is a very virtuous cycle.
you know what I really liked about your book is that you give at the end of or beginning of each chapter, or I think it's at the end, you give examples and assignments for people to do to exercise their gratitude muscle, because it might not be that easy for everybody to do that. Can you share with us a few tips that's from the book that someone can use to start getting going with gratitude?
Oh, sure. And before I start with that, I just want to share that gratitude is not always about happy, happy, joy, joy all the time. You know, I talk about positive thought, I talk about gratitude and looking for things to be grateful, and sometimes it's not easy to do. So my challenge is to start where you are. If a person is going through a bad time, to start there. When you're writing down your gratitudes, I'm the big proponent of the gratitude journal, and that is one of the #1 exercises in my book. But to take the time to write down 5 things for which you're grateful every day. I am grateful for, and actually add a little bit of detail to it. Because I could say every day, I'm grateful for my husband, I'm grateful for my house, I'm grateful for my cats, but that would get a little boring. So I can say, I'm so grateful that Scott cooked a delicious dinner last night. I'm so grateful for watching Big Bang Theory with a kitty on my lap. So you can put down things that add to that emotion. But if you're going through a tough time, to just stop and say, okay, well, what can I find to be grateful for? Well, I can breathe. I can fog a mirror, probably, you know. And start there. And then when you say something silly like, okay, I can fog a mirror, I'm grateful for that, then it makes you laugh. And the more you do it, the easier it gets.
Oh, yeah.
So it's starting where you are. And then what happens is you make it a conscious decision throughout the day to look for things that are going well.
You know, in your book, you say go through the alphabet, and I tried to do that the other day, and I was kind of in a bad mood, and I started cracking up because I'm thinking, I can't find anything for A, B, or C. I'm like, is my life that bad? You know, it wasn't. I was just in one of those moods, you know, but it actually got me to laugh.
Right, right. And the ABCs of gratitude is a practice that I do before going to bed at night, because I do my gratitude list in the morning, and then as I'm going to sleep at night, I'll pick a random letter in the alphabet, and I'll just say, you know, what am I grateful for today that begins with A? Okay, I'm grateful for all the lovely people I met.
Yeah. You know what I said for A?
What's that?
I don't know if you saw, but on the lottery about a month ago, I almost fainted, and people thought I had a stroke. I hate to laugh about it, but I just had the flu, and I thought, hey, for all the people that emailed me that don't know me, that actually care and said, I hope you're okay, I hope you don't have a stroke.
Yeah.
You know, and I started cracking up.
Well, and it's your alphabet. For example, I used to start with A all the time, but because I generally fall asleep in 6 or 7 letters, I wasn't really making it past F. So now I just pick a random letter in the alphabet. Like today I might pick M. I'm so grateful for Mind Body Television. And okay, so what am I grateful for with N? Well, I'm grateful that no one got in my way today.
Right.
O, yeah, I'm grateful for all the other people that I met. And when you pick it, when I start with T, that's always a challenging one, because what do you say for X? Well, I'm grateful for such an exciting day. You know, you just make it up.
Absolutely, and just the thought of doing that can change your mood.
Right.
Now, how can our viewers reach you if they would like information on your book or to watch your movie?
Sure. My website is Grategy.com, which is Grategey. It's Gratitude Strategies. And my book is also on Amazon. It's available in both the printed version and on Kindle. And if you just do a search on The Upside of Down Times, Lisa Ryan, that will come up. But it's also available on my website.
Thank you so much. Fun as always.
Thanks.
We'll be right back with more Mind, Body, and Spirit.